my brush. Alright, I think I'm live. Hello, hello. This one's going to be a little bit different. A, because I'm working on a supermassive piece, which I'm having to stand to paint because I cannot sit, because it's too big. I wouldn't be able to reach it and my arms would get super tired. So I'm going to be standing and painting this. Probably going to be working on this side and under the eye here, and maybe a little bit on the mane up there. But yeah, just it's going to be a little bit different because I'm standing. Hopefully it's a fairly decent view. Let's get some music on here. And I apologize if I miss messages because obviously I'm going to have to be turning from the canvas to check the chat if anyone hops in, but that's fine. Right, let's get some music on and then I can open up.
You could have 1 million followers and still not be able to pay your bills. Over 1 million creators and brands.
Don't care. There we go. Right, let's turn that down because that's super loud. All right. Let's bring up the chat. Bear with me 2 seconds. Nearly there. I'm just going to head over to my channel and get my water because it's hot. Like super hot. Alright. Turn off that so I don't hear myself speak. And let's get going. So this is the reference I am working with. My plan is to paint, so probably paint up to here, like in the full color, and then going from this side, it's going to be dwindle down to like just lines. Obviously, I'm not going to get all that done this stream because it is a big piece. I'm going to be working on his face, so let's get going with that. I need white first off. Let me grab my colors. Me colors. It's been a while since I've streamed, so I figured I would do just like a little art stream. Hey Glitch, how's it going? I want that, and I also want some white. Finish off these 2 tubes. How you doing today, Glitch? Good to see you. Right, I need to move that. Pretty good. Kind of warm again. Like, it's not as hot as it was yesterday here, but it's still pretty damn hot. That's why I've got my fan going on in the background, so I apologize if that's a little bit loud. Sorry, squeezing the last paint out of a tube. It's just been, like, ridiculously hot here. Like, yesterday it was 33, I think. Like, it's the hottest it's been here in absolutely ages. You don't hear the fan? Ah, nice. I mean, I've only got it on its lowest setting just so I can feel it a little bit while I'm painting. So this is what I'm working on. Quite a big piece. It's like A1 size, so it's like half the size of me. Like, me states, I'm like 5'2", so it's absolutely massive. But I wanted to do like a really big piece. So I'm going to start off, I think, just painting that little bit of the mane there and then work on the other side of its face just to try and get like the main level. I think the ear does actually come up a little bit there. So I just needed to add a little bit in there. How have you been? Iceland, it's a high 36. It was, yeah, it was like 33 here and like yesterday. I'm not quite sure of the temperature today. It is a bit cooler because there's quite a wind. But it was just like sweltering yesterday, like absolutely sweltering. Okay, I think I'm happy. Actually, I needed to add a little bit on there, didn't I? Because I had to change it a little bit. We'll bring in the black. Okay, so this side of his face is actually slightly lighter. So I'm going to try and mix that color but go lighter on it. 26. Okay, 26 is it's still pretty hot. What colors did I use for that? I think it was azure, blue azure. And can you go back on, please? Thank you. Indigo. I think those were the colours I used. Maybe a bit of white. Like I was out in it. Ooh, I think my paint's dried a little bit. I was out in it for a little bit with my partner yesterday while we waited for some friends because then we went and played like D&D for a bit. So we were inside for most of it, but it was still like pretty damn hot. Like even just sitting in a friend's house. Okay, so I want to try and make this lighter. Sorry, excuse me. I really need like an artist's stool or something. I mean, I've got my chair for when I sit at my desk, but it would just mean my arm was reaching up the entire time to try and hit the canvas. It's not happening. Actually, that's not even remotely the same color, is it? I do need to add. But what do you think of the piece so far? Oh, thank you. It's recently I seem to have gotten quite a bit better at animals. Like they're my main focus of art, other than like the fan art kind of stuff. And it's something that I actually want to improve, or improve more, I should say, when it comes to like the animal artwork. Like I want to do like a whole series in this sort of style, like with just the one color palette. Like this line obviously is all blues and blacks and whites. And I kind of want to do like a series of paintings like that. Animals, of course. And I'm thinking my next one will probably be a tree frog. Because I drew one the other day, I think it was with polychromos pencils. And it came out really well. I actually need to add a little bit more white under that eye. So I should probably do that as well. But yeah. Might need to blend that. That's the nice thing about acrylics. They can kind of be blended. I mean, you can blend them anyway, like just as they are, but they kind of function because they're water-based and not oil-based. You can use them kind of like watercolor. Don't draw things right for cartoons. That's fair. I like drawing cartoons as well. It's like one of the main things that I do. But as you know, but like I kind of want to be known more for my animal realism. Although, to be honest, like even this has kind of like a cartoony quality to it. Or that's what it seems like to me anyway. Maybe it doesn't. But to me, it just kind of feels like even this sort of stuff has a cartoonish quality. But that's okay. Then that's just my style, I guess. So it's kind of got like a dark patch. I might bring that down a little bit further actually, and then it's really like a really highlight on this side of his face. I guess that's where the sun was when the picture was taken. But yeah, I want to do a tree frog. It will probably be my next one. Probably not as big as this, because it's a tree frog. It will be like a slightly smaller canvas. Is that not actually on? Not that it is doing a whole lot. So what have you been up to, Glitch? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that kind of. I think it's like the azure, not azure. Azure's lighter. I need to blend it regardless. I did try and paint out in my town centre today, but it was just so goddamn windy. Like the canvas just blew off of the easel that I was using, which was rather annoying. I mean, I've known I wanted to do a big project like this for a little while. I've been trying to find out more of your story? What do you mean your story, if you don't mind my asking? Like a story you're writing, or like your life story, or I need some more Azure. Bear with me. Why have I got messages? Sorry, bear with me. Oh, it's Andy. So I'm gonna use some indigo. Sorry, I've got a brush in my mouth. Lol. It's probably not that. There we go. That's a almost, maybe slightly darker, but I'll try and mix the two together to create like the line of fur going up there. Tell you what though, it is super weird standing in the town centre and having people like watch you and come up to you and all that sort of stuff. Might even add some whites on just the edges of that. Right, I think I'm going to add the extra white around the eye there. I have a story that I want to make into an indie show on you. Ah, okay. That's really cool. And you've just been working on that. That's pretty damn awesome. Right, I need the white. I need the white. So it's kind of bigger. I'm not going to do the whiskers, well, I say the whiskers, the fine bits off of the eye, because I need to paint, because otherwise I'll just end up painting over it. If there's one thing I like painting the most, is probably the eyes. That's generally, when I start any piece, that's generally where I will start. Because if you get the eyes right, then like the whole piece kind of falls together. May have to move the image to the other side in a minute though, so I can start this side of the face. Alright. Wop, 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 wop. Right, let's move Mr. Leon. Which is severely stuck on the back of the canvas here. There we go. I'm not good at drawing humans, so most of my OCs. That doesn't matter. Where's going to be? Let's take that off because it's not actually doing all that much. Useless light. So most of my OCs are non-human. Yeah, that's fair enough. Like having non-human OCs is completely fair. He has a cold body with fire on his head. Oh, is that? Did you put him in the chat? I think I do remember you doing an animation of him, right? Alright, let's go with a really light azure on this side. But he's really cool. He's kind of reminiscent of Grilby. Don't forget, Taz, paint is wet. So the main kind of starts here-ish. Probably, do I really want to take it out that far? This is awkward because I'm right-handed. I painted like a little guideline, but I didn't want to like outline the whole thing. Jerome and his friend in my room. Fair enough. That's cool. Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Grilby from Undertale. But that's cool. Like having non-human OCs is completely fair. I know a couple of people who like literally just have like amphros, bird folk, and all that kind of stuff. So. I mean, I myself have an amphro as my OC, so you know, it's not a weird thing. It's really awkward having it like that. Definitely need to make that bigger, so maybe I'll do like the lighter. Because that goes down to about, maybe about here. But I've been trying like really hard to get my artwork kind of out there on places like Facebook and Kara and Instagram, but it's just so hard, man. Like you post anything on Facebook and immediately you get like a load of scammers crawling out of the woodwork. A long time ago you were going to make an indie show. Is that still going to happen? I want to. It was something that I was planning. Like it's called Tanuki Tales. There's some stuff about it on the Discord. It's a lot of work because it was going to be like an animated show. And I don't really like work with anyone else on it. It's literally just me. So it's not a complete no at the moment. It's on hold, I guess you could say. Because I kind of like, at the moment, I'm kind of just wanting to focus on this sort of stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I'm enjoying just painting for me, or doing artwork for me, and improving this sort of style. Probably need some of lighter color on there. But yeah, it's there is stuff on it around, and it's not like completely shelved. It's just taking a bit of a back burner right now. Okay, that's really awkward doing it like this. That's kind of where the main starts coming in. So. And also I really need to get better at animation first. Like I can animate, just not very well. And it's something I want to improve before I try to make like an animated show. Sorry having my back to you as well. It's just obviously with this sort of thing I need to be able to do that. That's fair. Thank you for the offer. I'd definitely be interested in working with people to try and maybe bring it out. Uh, Maybe sometime in the future. Yeah, it might be an idea to. This is awkward as all heck. I might have to move this back over just so I can see it better, because with it on the right side, it's not working for me very well. I really wish I could afford just to, like, not work and just be an artist. Mind you, I think a lot of us wish that, right? Like, not having to work or do school or anything like that. Just be creative all day long. That's the dream. Right, I might actually have that as where. I knew this side was going to give me issues. Curse you! Do a little bit of work there. But yeah, a lot of this side is like really highlighted. So maybe just do a base coat and then work on that to get the highlight in. Get the shape first and the rest will follow. Planning on making a comic first on my story. Okay, that's a good idea. I think a lot of people do that now. Like do web comics to start off with and then go from there once it gains up a bit of a following. Why do you look so weird? I think I need to take the side of the muzzle out a little bit. I think more than anything, it's this bit of the mane that's scaring me, and this paw. Like having to do that is gonna be. Oops, that's a bit dark. It probably needs to be quite a bit lighter. It's also something I can recommend. Like if you're gonna paint or even if you're gonna draw, like do it in a single color palette. Mr. And it was kind of reminds me of the amazing world of Gumball. Oh, okay, that's cool. I haven't watched Gumball in yonks, but I remember really liking it as a kid. Water. But yeah, best of luck with it. Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to post like my artwork on, or sell my artwork on Facebook. Like I was trying to sell balance, but literally any time you post on there, like just scammers, 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 scammers. Just that's all you get. And it's so obvious it's a scam as well because they all ask you, well, basically they all follow the same kind of script. They're like, oh, your art's really amazing. I love the style, the color, the composition. Would you sell it as an NFT? To which the answer is obviously, no. Mm. Also practicing animation without using tweening. Okay, yeah. When I animate, I generally do straight ahead as opposed to pose, because I find straight ahead gives me more, not necessarily control, but I find it more fluid. Although then it does create problems if I do need to go back and change stuff. Like if I miss a frame or things need extra frames. But that's something I've been trying to get better with. I've been trying to get better with the timing chart. Like getting my head around that was, even though it seems like it should be fairly simple to understand, it's just my brain would not. I really do need to, like, cause I've been working on a FNAF piece for absolutely ages, and I keep working on it and then not working on, like, going off not off animation, but I find other stuff to do. Like I procrastinate a lot, which I should really stop. But I find myself getting like distracted by projects like this, and then I don't end up animating. Not that I don't enjoy animating, I do. It's just finding the time to sit and do it. Especially in the summer when it's really hot like this. And obviously, I work full time as well, so trying to find time to juggle this and want to do like animation as well, it's kind of a lot. So won't go as far as that. I'll leave that as it is and take that up. Because if I feel if I go much further than that, then it's gonna be too large. And he's the biggest part of his mane is on this side as well, so it makes sense that this side of his face is actually smaller than this side. Tell you what though, seeing this piece come together is, it's very cathartic. Like watching, I'm sure it's the same for you with animation as well. Like seeing a project come together and work and look like you intended it to is just so rewarding. That was darker than I intended it to be. Blend that in with some water. You were darker than you were meant to be. So that's kind of there. I really wish as well that I had more arty friends. We could just get together at certain points and just paint or draw or whatever. Right, so he's really quite light. This side of his face. I'm not going to do the whiskers just yet. I'll wait until I've done the other side of his mane before I do the whiskers. Alright, let's... So this really does come down quite far, doesn't it? So it's like almost to about... probably about here. Then I can go maybe a little bit darker around the white patch. I've been doing drawing kind of for a fan called Dandy's World. I think I've heard of Dandy's World. I don't know much about it, but I've definitely heard the name. I mean, I don't play Roblox. I'm not throwing shade on anyone who does. It's just not something that really interests me. But I mean, fair play. It's cool you've been doing stuff for it. So that kind of a little bit there. Then we'll blend around it with the lighter colours. I'm going to do slightly darker under the white. Okay. Whoop. Cool, holding the palette hurts my arm, I'll tell you that. I need I need an artist stool that I can just sit here and sit on and paint. And I also need like a little table, like a little side table to rest my materials on. Alright. Tell you what though, I wish my art teachers from college could see what I'm up to now. I don't think they really liked me when I was in college. Because all I wanted to do back then was be a manga artist, so I was just constantly drawing like manga and things like that. And they were like, oh no, 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 that's not art, you can't do that. I'm like, okay. Beg to differ, teacher, it is art. I just wasn't very good at it. Alright, let's try and mix some of those. I don't get how good people are drawing on a canvas. I'd have to have it on the table. When I'm doing smaller pieces like balance, you remember the balance piece I did? I had that on my desk, but because this is literally, it's like I said, it's almost bigger than I am. It's rather large. It's too big to have on my desk. So I have to have it on an easel, which is not a challenge, but it's different for me because I'm not used to standing and painting. Although it's fine, it's coming along fine. He's getting there. I think once it's got like, because he's only got half a face at the moment. Once this side of the mane is done, it'll really come together a little bit, or at least that's the hope. But yeah, it would be nice to have like an artist stall and like a little table for my materials. I'm trying to think if it looks. Does it look weird? Might take that in a little bit. And maybe blend these colors down onto the nose. That's not what I wanted to do. It's a good experience though, painting like this. Just wish it hadn't been so windy in the town centre because I probably would have stayed longer out there painting. Just because it's warm, but I was in the shade. It was just so windy. I couldn't stop my stuff from like taking off. Right, from there it's got quite a lot of highlights, quite light. My white is drying up. Dude. We don't want dry paint. Oops. No dry paint, thank you. Don't really want lumps of dried paint on there. I really do wish I could just do this on the daily. Screw going to work. I want to paint every day and be creative and animate. All that good stuff. Symmetrical. Well, I hope so. It'd be a bit weird if he had an asymmetrical face. Although, that could then fall under, like, abstract art, I suppose. Or, like, surrealism almost. And I think, like I said, if you get the eyes and the nose, if you're doing an animal, for example, if you get the eyes and the nose where they're meant to be, basically everything else just kind of follows on. I guess it's kind of the same like with human faces. If you get like certain features correct, again, like the eyes and the nose, then the rest just kind of falls into place. But then I don't draw people because I suck at people. Cannot do people. We don't do the peoples here. This is actually. I think a lot of it's kind of just practice as well. Like the longer you do it, the better you get at it. Hey, Fritzo! It has indeed been a long time. How are you? Hope you're well. Please excuse the back view of me. Okay, I got locked out of my old Discord account. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're back though. So your summer break has started, has it? I mean, I don't get a summer break because I work. We don't get summer breaks at work unless we book them off. We don't just go, oh, it's summer. You guys can have like 6 weeks off. That would be amazing. But sadly, that is the world of work. At least I'm off today. And at least I was off yesterday, so I didn't have to be in that horrible, horrible hot weather. Okay. So this part is, it's not as dark as this, but I think I need to do the ears or that ear next. So I've kind of got a basis to work on. Move that to there. I need a drink. I'm actually working this summer. Oh, okay, that's fair. Nothing wrong with being a waiter. In opposite colors, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, if you can draw, then it doesn't matter what color you use. I just wanted to use blue because I really like blue as a color anyway, and I wanted to challenge myself to do like not a one palette because obviously there are a lot of different blues in there and blacks and whites, but I wanted to do like a restricted palette. And I think it's worked really well. It really challenges you to be creative. If you've only got certain colors, you're still struggling with basic acrylic techniques. Well, I'm happy to like share any meager knowledge that I have with you, Fritzo. But I find, like I said, if you do, like, if you limit yourself to a certain color palette, like, it restricts you, but at the same time, it allows you to be a bit more creative because you have to get creative if you've only got certain colors. And I guess I did blues as well. Someone mentioned that it was like the opposite of the African savanna. So obviously the savanna would be really hot and like orangey, yellows, browns, and all that sort of stuff. So doing like a cool color palette for a lion works really well, I think. Um, he's looking all right. He's got half a face, but he's okay. He's fine. Right, I'm gonna sketch in. Well, I say sketch in, paint in the ear. As I was saying to Glitch earlier as well, should I try to choose like three similar colors? So, for example, for this lion, um, I chose to do like blues, blacks, and white. But for that, I've got like a load of different colors. So I've got one, whoop, two, three, four. I've got four different blues that I've been using, and then black and white. And obviously, you can then mix those colors. So maybe do four, like I've done there, because it also allows you to mix them together to create other blues. Like to use the colors blue and yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow would work really well together, I think. So if you were going to do an animal, I would choose something that you're comfortable drawing, like a, I don't know what you're comfortable with, like maybe a small animal, like maybe like a frog or a cat or a dog, and see how it works for you. I got paint on there, sorry. And as I was saying, like I was saying to Glitch, like acrylics can kind of work a little bit like watercolor because they're water based. If I'm drawing blues, purple, and browns are my go-tos to make it warm. That's fair. Yeah, definitely like yellows and like almost like yellow ochre, orange, and like the light browny oranges are probably your best ones for warm colors. But yeah, acrylic can be used almost like a watercolor because it is water based. So you can kind of like blend colors together. Like I've done it quite a bit on this painting, like just blended, used water to kind of blend colors together a little bit. This would be about there. And at the bottom there, you've got all that swooshy mane. All of that swooshy mane. So if we do it coming, it actually kind of starts about there, the mane. Like before it flows out to this kind of part, so. But yeah, like I said, Fritzo, I'm more than happy to share whatever knowledge I've gleaned from using acrylics. It's not much, but more than happy to share knowledge and help where I can. I heard with character designs use mostly one color, then other colors that support. Yeah. So you choose like a main, say for example, if you were going to do a character in mainly reds, you're probably going to want to do like purples or blues for the opposite color. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I'm probably talking bullshit. But yeah, if I was like, say for example, Alistair, if I was gonna like draw a character like him, I would use like blues and purples. Okay, so it's a little bit lighter. And then it goes back into, it's almost darker on this part of his head, on his forehead. His forehead be darker. Just want to get rid of that horrible line there. And this side of the mane as well, I can do like the really light whites and light blues that I did up on the top there. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself though, I need to finish this part first. So from here, it's not as dark as this again, but it gets kind of like the same tone when it gets to about here. So, but yeah, he's getting there slowly. Although my paint is drying. Why are you drying? I have been tempted a couple of times to maybe try like oil paint, but then like the thought of it is just like, actually no, I think I'll stick with acrylics. I'll pass on the oil paint. Because it's like a whole nother ball game if you start using acrylics, because you need like there's certain mediums that you have to mix with it, and like different varnishes and all that sort of BS. It's just like, no, I'm good. I use my base acrylics. It's fine. I mean, I take my hat off to anybody who can use oil paints. Like, I remember doing them in college, and I was so bad with them. Brown clothes with hair is kind of... Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. Though, actually, to be fair, when I was in college, I had to, like, do live... not live, it was like figure painting, so we had like a live model that would come in, like a nudist model. Like, I don't care about the human body, but when you're like that age, I think I was like 17, 18 maybe, and seeing some like not to body shame anyone, but if you're that young and you haven't ever seen like a naked male before, for example, it's quite an eye opener. And having to then paint it, it was, yeah, it was interesting. So he's got like a darker patch between two lighter patches. Okay. I mean, I don't think it would bother me as much now. I mean, it didn't really bother me then. It was just a bit weird, but it wouldn't like phase me at all now to just go, oh, here's a guy. Let's paint him. Also, I just got paint on my finger there. Or a woman. We did ladies too. Both men and women. Also, hello if you're just hopping in for the first time. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here and you like what you see, smack that like button. Button! Smack the like button in the face and consider subscribing for more content. Mostly art stuff. We do the art on this channel. And we like it. It's the con soon. I'm getting nervous. Okay. Maybe I should I do the ear or wait until I get up to this point? Maybe I should do the ear. We'll do the ear. We'll do the ear. So this patch is it's kind of like highlighted around the edge because that's where the sun is. But I'll do what I did there and like paint the ear dark and then do the hair over it. It's probably the best way. Hey, that sounds good. Go to animation high school. That sounds absolutely freaking amazing, and I wish you all the best if that's what you're going to go for or are able to do it. That would have been like a dream for me. Like being able to go to school to actually learn animation, but there weren't any. When I went to like uni and things like that, not uni, I went to college. When I went to college, there weren't any like animation courses really, and I wasn't as interested in it then as I am now. Which is a shame because it would have been nice to like learn. Excuse me, learn it in a like school environment. Because I mean, I'm self-taught with it, but you don't have that person looking over your shoulder saying, "Oh, this is wrong." Like not in a mean way, but you know, like constructive criticism. Like do it like this. This way is better, etc., etc. Or correcting you when you make mistakes. It would be nice to kind of have that a little bit. See, that only really goes down to there because then the hair is like just like all over it. But yeah, like I said, Glitch, best of luck if you do that. I believe in you. It's got like a light edge to it. Actually, it's really dark down there. Almost, I wouldn't say not quite black, but I might do my darkest blue. Like mix it with a bit of black to get that. That's been another interesting challenge as well. Like painting, or not, I sprayed it. Like spraying the canvas black and not being able to draw on it. Oh, okay. Well, I hope it doesn't. Like for your sake, I hope it doesn't. But yeah, like spray painting the canvas black, and then like I did try to sketch the lion first with a pencil, but it didn't work very well. So I kind of just had to go as is and just use like white paint outline. Again, that's another good challenge to set yourself. Like work on a black canvas. I mean it is canvas, but it's canvas board as opposed to like an edged canvas or a stretched canvas, I should say. So it's lot less, a lot firmer than a canvas. Alright, we've got the base there. We'll let that dry. Might start doing the hair around it, because then we get the nice tone when it comes in. So we'll go a shade lighter on this. Or a little bit lighter. I don't know if it's a shade. It might be a couple of shades. Ba-da-ba-ba. Denmark, though. Is that far from where you are now? Like super far? Or I can go absolutely bananas with the... Just on the edge of it there. It's kind of got like a dark tip on the ear there too. Denmark isn't far away from my home. Okay, well that's pretty good if you've already got family living there. Always a bonus. Some whites to this as well, and also this side. It's a bit of darker. Alright. Don't know how much I would sell this for. Like someone mentioned I should sell it for like 500. I don't know if that's too much. Kind of feel like it's a little bit too much. I don't know, is Prussian? Prussian going to be the same as indigo? Kind of feel like it is. I think it's the same color. Oh no, maybe it's slightly darker. That's good. Then we can add in some darker tones at the bottom here. All right. Sell it for 1 million. I don't think it would sell for that much. I mean, I think I'm gonna have trouble like even trying to sell it for 500. I mean, I'm having trouble selling balance for 250, so it's a lot. I get it. Like it's a lot, but at the same time, like it takes a lot to paint these things. Though I get that like cost of living is really high at the moment and not a lot of people have art money basically. I mean, it would be really amazing if like an art buyer just kind of wandered into the stream and was like, "Hey, I like that. Can I buy it?" That would be something. Well, who knows? Who knows? Like maybe someday art will sell, or my art will sell for that much. It's not gonna happen. Not that I mind it not happening. How much did all the colors and the canvas? So the canvas cost, I think it was like 15 to 16 pounds, and the paint. Some of it I already had, so it was only like these packs that I got. They were like a £5 each. So that's five or six. No, because the other one's yellow. So it was like 5 of those. So I guess at most the whole piece has cost me around, I don't know, maybe £30 to make. Like if you include like the spray paint and the varnish that I use once it's completely finished. So yeah, probably be about £30 to make. But it's not just like the materials, is it? It's like time, uh, effort. Well, say effort, time spent on the piece as well. And I guess kind of how good the piece is. Like, is it worth as much as you're asking for it? And there was an interesting post that I read as well, like on selling art. Like, you have to do something. It's all very well painting something for yourself. But if you're expecting people to buy the art, unless they're very like niche collectors and things like that, you kind of have to choose a subject that people can relate to, if that makes sense. Like they have to relate to the piece. Like, for example, with animals, I think you should sell it like $100 for maybe each hour. That's the thing, though. I haven't really counted how long it's taken to paint because I just don't. I don't work like that. But you are supposed to like calculate, you are supposed to, like, you're meant to calculate how long like you're working on the piece, like how many hours you're working. Basically, you pay yourself like you would like if you were working a job. What was I saying though? Is like you kind of have to choose, like if you want art to sell really, you have to choose things of interest or relevance to people. So a lot of people can relate to animals, which is why well, not what, it's one of the reasons I paint animals. Other than the fact that I really like animals, like a lot of people relate to animals and can, you know. Whereas if you paint something like really, really abstract that only you really know the meaning behind, I think it would be like a lot harder to sell. Like I said, like, again, unless you come across that like really, really niche collector. But yeah, like I probably should keep track of how many hours pieces take me to make. But I don't know, because I don't paint all day necessarily. But I mean, I'm hoping once this is finished, it would be worth 500. Get money from YouTube. I think you should definitely do that. Well, I mean, first off, I'd need 1,000 subscribers to even start like earning revenue off of YouTube. And as a small art channel, that's going to be like really hard to do. Especially doing this sort of art, because people kind of want to, on YouTube especially, they kind of want to see more like fan arty stuff. They're not necessarily interested in like fine art like this. I don't know. I mean, I'd be happy if the channel grows. I'm not necessarily struggling for money per se, but it would be very nice to be able to like turn it into my full-time career. Like I would love nothing more than to be an artist full-time. Like that would be goals met and then some. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how it's coming along. It looks alright in the camera. I mean, I'm what, at 187 subscribers right now, so we're kind of a long way off from 1,000. Well, that's fine. It really doesn't bother me. I'm happy just painting away, chatting with anybody who comes in, and just having a nice chill out, you know? So the main kind of does curve that way a bit. Like, I really am happy just to chill out and paint and chat shit, basically. Yeah, a bit of white in there just to differentiate that that's where it's coming from. So unlike this one, this is just like full over the ear there. That's fine. Oh, hang on, I think there might be someone at the door. Bear with me 2 seconds. There was nobody at the door. Hey, DJ. No, those are posters. I didn't paint them, but hey, how are you doing? 10 million subs, eh? That would be crazy. Like getting to 1,000 subs would be crazy, but 10 million? Oof. And no, they are definitely posters. I did not draw those. Actually, I don't really have any of my artwork on my walls. I play TF2, I don't draw it. Although I did draw a picture of the spy, but it wasn't very good. Like, it was kind of just like a random sketch while I was sitting at my desk one time. Grab it for you. And there's a load of stuff on my floor now. Way. So I did draw this. Alright, glitch, no worries. So I drew the spy. It wasn't very good, but I don't know. I was in a sketchy mood, and I was doing TF2. Take care, Glitch. Thank you for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, Alex, DJ. I really appreciate that. I think once I'm going to do up to about here and just finish this part of the face and finish up this stream. And oh, wait, how did that get on there? Get off. Because I have been going for a little while. And with this sort of stuff, I don't like painting like for hours, because otherwise I think it would like bore me. Like, it's really nice to take a break and then come back fresh to it. But damn, yeah, I wish I could draw people that well. Sadly, I cannot. Right, that edge there is basically going to be where the mane is. Get a bit lighter there. How you been, DJ? Hope you've been well. Might add white on the edge of there. Although there is white coming off of there, so maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, his mane is kind of like really bright there, so. Keep wanting to say her mane, but it's definitely not a she. Definitely a male lion. Although for ages it did look like a lioness before I started adding the mane. So I'm kind of going to try and get that colour in there. And it starts curving probably about here as it goes up onto that part of the mane. Oh, my fan is now oscillating. Why are you oscillating, fan? I did not tell you to oscillate. Stop it. I don't know, the patch down here kind of seems a little bit off. Weird to me. Can add in the whiskery bits above his eyes in a bit though. Actually, this part of the main is like curving. I think it looks a bit off at the moment because the rest of the mane isn't there, so the ear is kind of out of place. It's getting a little bit warm. And my arm's really starting to hurt as well, so yeah, gonna finish off the top part of the mane here and probably end up the stream. Might get a little bit more absorbed. Darker colour. Holy crap, it's like 4 o'clock already. Alright. Let's get a bit more of that. Mixing, because he has got some like darker. Also, my paint's starting to dry out as well, which is never a good time for anybody. Especially me, since I've got to use the bloody palette. Ugh, for goodness sake. Oh, there go me ears. Ah, no! Okay. Actually, I think I want probably some more of this. Hello, if you're just hopping in, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day if you're just joining. It might be a better idea to finish that off once I've done the... The mainy main. I was going to say, is that a lump of dried paint there? It was not though, which is fine. Let's add some white to the azure here. I'll add white along the top in a bit. I'll probably go to about here for now, but it does go over the ear, so. There's darker bits in the top there, on the edge. Might need to get like pure white to do that edge. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. So take care, guys. See you later.